yourself anytime you want and interact with us and ask your questions. That would be very, very much appreciated. For this exercise, you would need a kind of a paper or a pen or a pencil or a if you have a journaling book. So that would be essential. So I'm just going to give you a minute for you to get your pen and paper. And in the meantime, we would like for us to have a daring space. Let me ask you, what does daring space, when I say let's create this daring space together, what does that mean for you? And feel free to unmute yourself and let us know.
Hello?
Yeah, Sylvan, go ahead, please.
Oh, I just arrived. I didn't really get the question. I'm just.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna be half an hour together. We're gonna do some exercise and stuff. How would you like our time together be? Like, what type of a space do you want it to make for one another?
I'm not sure. I'm really discovering. So I'm like, just getting there and trying to understand what's going on. But I have a one-on-one meeting at 2:15 as well. So I'm not sure
Sure, no
I'm
worries. If
person.
you can leave whenever you want as
But
well.
so what is that space for?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Sylvan. So, what type of a space do you want to create together? What do you want to see? What do you want from me?
So discovering I was interested because of the core value, finding fulfillment through your peak performance. Like
Mm,
it's really tricky when you're in a job to be able to
mm,
put your core values into practice because most of the time like you're so distracted by the tasks and the deadlines and you're like I don't even have the time to
mm,
actually transfer my core values to in my job.
mm.
So I don't know, it's a bit tricky to find
Mm.
core values in a space where you don't have time to even
Yeah,
consider
beautiful,
them within job.
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that experience. So, for everyone else, let's create a space for Sylvan so that he can leave the session with understanding how to transfer his values. What else do you guys need from me? What type of skills? What type of environment do you will want to have with one another for next half an hour? Let's agree to respect. Yeah. Let's agree to suspend judgment. And all the ideas are good, and let's respect all people's ideas, and let's have all the voices heard, and let's create an environment that everybody can equally participate. What do you think? Agree, disagree? Oh yeah, okay. I got a virtual agreement as well. And so this is how we are going to design the session. If there are some other design elements that came, say, okay, Mazda, you should be, louder or funnier or like something like that. Feel free to ask. This is your session. This is for us to be here. Okay. Anything else you would like to put out there before we start to create this daring safe space? Hearing none, let's get into the work today. And by the way, this is going to be very interactive. And if I am the only person that's going to be yab, 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 it's going to be very, very boring. Trust me. So I would love for you to hear your voices, put your notes in the chat as well. And I'll have my friend Diego that is supporting us, supporting me, and he will be reading the chat for me as well. So let's just start from the very beginning. When we say values, what are values? By the way, all answers are good answers. So and we have suspended judgment. So no worries. All answers are good answers.
Respect, ethics.
Oh, so those are some examples of values. So like something like
Yeah.
respect, yeah, ethics, yeah,
The core kind of way that or in which you live your life and your philosophy.
yeah. the way, the essence for which you live your life. Bravo. I didn't get your name. Could you say your name, please?
It's Cindy.
Cindy again. Yes, wonderful, wonderful, beautiful. So, what else is values? When you hear values, what comes to mind for you?
I would say what's important to me.
What's important to me? Do you have an example, please?
I want to treat people well and help make the world a better place.
Yeah, treating people well, making a world a better place. These are the things important to me. These are my core values. So while we are at the example, let's energize the room with some of these core values that you know of or you heard of.
Honesty.
Honesty. What's honesty?
Saying what you think and doing what you say and say what you do. I don't know. It's like transparency of action versus intentions.
Beautiful. Transparency of action versus intentions. That's beautiful. It's almost when you were saying authenticity. What you say,
Yeah.
you do it. What you do, what you say it.
Yeah, it's close to that, yeah.
Very beautiful. Let's hear a couple more examples.
Respect?
Yeah, respect.
Indeed. That's a big one. Yeah.
I would also say putting care into the work I do and how I interact.
Consciousness.
Care. Consciousness, care. Beautiful. I'm getting goosebumps here. I don't know about you. Beautiful. These are very good examples. So, why are we here? Why is it part of my language? Sometimes I swear, but why the hell are we here? Why is it even important to know our values?
To be able to live by them. To make choices that are matching, like, so you don't do choices that are actually going against them, because sometimes you're in situations where you whether it's in a group context or if your boss is kind of trying to influence you to do a specific action or a specific choice that goes against your value, then that's when you need to kind of stand up for them. But then how do you do that in a work context, in a respectful way? That's
absolutely beautiful. What you're saying, it helps you make decisions. It helps you filter the choices. Yeah. What is for me? What is not for me? What do I take? What do I leave? And how would I respectfully say them and share them? Yeah. But you need to know them first. Let's hear from one more person. Thank you, Sylvan. Sydney, you want to go in? I think she left. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good. So here's even a more important question. What happens when you do not honor your values? And you can think of an example in the past. You can think, what happens to you when you say yes, when you're supposed to say no? What happens when you know that this thing is against your values, but you still say it or you do it? What happens to you?
You lose yourself.
Yeah. What does that mean, losing yourself?
You become someone else's tool to do something that you don't really want to do, but yet you do it because you're in that situation. So you're kind of becoming someone else's tool.
Someone else's tool. How does that feel, being somebody else's tool?
Well, sometimes you're not even aware of it, depending on the context. But if you are aware, you're doing something that is against your own morals.
Yeah. So what happens when you do something against your morals, against your core essence?
You burn out.
Yes, absolutely. At the extreme level, you burn out, but there are so many things happens before that as well. But yeah, as Sylvan mentioned, if you become somebody's tools and you're doing everything against your morals, at the end of the day, as Frank said, you're gonna burn out. Yeah,
It's probably detrimental to your mental health as well because you become
yeah,
conflicted internally.
yes, yes, yes. Your health, your physical health, your mental health. Wow.
Totally.
So, folks, you agree? Is that important or not?
Yep.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, what happens when others do not respect your values? Maybe at workplace, maybe at your friends, maybe in a group. What happens? Maybe in your family.
Your relationship deteriorate.
Yeah, you can't have a good, meaningful relationship with anybody, work or not, if they don't respect your values. Absolutely, absolutely. What else?
Can I ask a question about your question?
Of course, that's why we are here, and we have so many intelligent people to answer that for you. Go ahead.
Because for me, there's I understand the question in two ways. There can be, what if the people you're with have different values?
Yes.
And what if, for me, there's something about respecting boundaries. That's about,
Yeah.
and then there's, what if you perceive them as not respecting your values? There's like, I think
Yes.
there's like an interaction that's happening there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And all of them, you opened so many things, and I would love to give another workshop on all of these things. But here, different values does not necessarily mean that they are not respecting your values. So that is being in inclusion and diversity and inclusion and equity. That means respecting other people's values, even if they are clashing with our own values. Number two, very important, we need to understand what our values are so that we can share it with other people, so that we can communicate, so that we can set those boundaries. This is acceptable. This is not acceptable. So that's a great point you brought, Frank. But if we don't know what are our core values, we can't even communicate that. We just get into like very strong emotions, and we're mad and we're angry at people and we're sad and we're disappointed, but we haven't told them. We haven't communicated. We haven't shared that with them. And yes, if you perceive that someone or something is disrespecting, that's where you have to communicate. That's where you share your values. It's okay, people that are leaving. I know some people have to leave after 15 hours. Yeah. Great point. Great point. So, you folks ready to jump in finding some of these core values, identifying some of these values? Yeah, wonderful. So here's the thing, because we could have finished the workshop here and say, hey, Frank knows his values, the other person knows their values, the other person knows her values and stuff, and we're all good. Here's the problem. When we ask people what is your value, we tend to just say, oh, integrity, honesty, transparency, all of these what we call society conformed values. I'm not saying they are not your values, but you're comfortable sharing, you're comfortable saying them, you're aware of them. But we have so many other values that might not be this mainstream, but in us, we, because they might not be very society conformed, maybe do not share it as much, or because we sometimes don't even know we have these values. So today we're going to do an exercise, and I'm going to stop sharing here, to find out what might be some of these core values. You folks ready? Give me a thumbs up, virtual thumbs up. Awesome. So you would need your pen and paper here at this point, but we will start with a visualization exercise. I'll guide you through a visualization exercise, and then after that, you're going to jot some notes. Okay? Wonderful. So wherever you are, sit comfortably with your back straight, with your feet firmly on the ground. You can put your hands on your laps. You can slowly close your eyes. And you can bring your attention to your breathing. Take 3 deep breaths. Relax the muscles on your shoulders, on your face. I want you to go back in time and visit an experience in the past that you were truly happy and satisfied. It could be something that happened a few weeks ago. It could be something that happened many years ago. But an event, an experience that you lived, that you are truly satisfied, you were truly satisfied, and you're truly happy about it. Just gonna give you a moment and be silent so that you can pick this exercise, this experience. Yeah, doesn't matter what it is, just pick it, be light with it. I want you to slowly go back in time and arrive at this experience. Maybe it was an event that you were alone, maybe it was an event you were with other people, but slowly arrive. Look around. What is all there? Where is this experience? Are you there alone, or are there other people there? Take a moment to observe the people that are there, their interactions. What is happening at this event? What is this event? What is your role in this event? Why are you there? What are some of the emotions that you are experiencing? Feel these emotions. What are your interactions with the things or with the people that are there? I'll be silent for a while. Take one last look of the physical things, of the people, of the sensations and your emotions. Whenever you're ready, slowly leave your experience. Take a couple of deep breaths and slowly come back to the session. Now I would like you in silence, individually, with your pen and paper. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Write down your experience. Don't judge your experience. If your experience was partial, it's okay. If it was imperfect, it's okay. Write your experience. Write your emotions. Write what happened. Write what experience was that. So I'll be quiet for 2 minutes. I almost can feel this is going to be good. So take the next 15 seconds to finish up your thoughts, knowing that this is your pen, this is your paper, this is your experience, and the opportunity for you to, after this session and maybe this weekend, to do that over some music or maybe a glass of wine or something. So wherever you are, you're at a good place. So now the part of the exercise is whatever you've written, to go and find whether you can mine and you can extract some values. I'm going to give you an example. I don't want to box you with my example. But for example, if my experience was that, you see, I was in a beach and I could see the sea, I was outdoors, I was like with a bunch of friends, we were playing, we were interacting, I was running. What do you think some of my values could be? You can unmute yourself and tell me if that was my experience. No wrong answer. Yeah, go ahead.
Connection.
Connection, yes.
Community.
Community, yes, yes. Maybe outdoors.
Right.
Maybe freedom. Maybe the vastness. So I want you to do the same, with the same lightness, with the same empathy, with the same love. Go back to your stories and maybe with a different pen or maybe with the same pen, circle around some of the items and see what type of values they could be. May I answer any questions that you may have? Is the instructions clear? And remember, sometimes it's very easy. You can circle it right away. Oh, connection. But sometimes it might be you have to dig a little bit deeper. Oh, so environment. Is that a value? Is that something I care? Or maybe it's the care, you know. Let's give it 30 seconds and then let's hear from you. I just dying to hear from you. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So again, opportunity for you to go back to your story, complete your story, and also re-extract and remine your story. Let's hear from a couple of you. We only have 1 minute left, but I really want to hear from you. What came up for you, like as values that you could extract? And our friend Diego is telling us that we have only 1 minute, so I want to really hear from you. Let's go. What came up for you as a value in your story?
Well, I'll share because even if
Sure.
I'm talking a lot, sorry, my camera isn't working now for some reason.
It's all right. It's all right.
Well, so some of the what I named for you were this idea of community and connection, but also a feeling of making a difference and helping to make someone else access joy, connection, help them feel safe and loved and appreciated.
Beautiful, beautiful values. Beautiful. And you see, it's not those template values. These are authentic. These are core values. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I implore you all to do the exercise, to remind these values. And I'm just going to leave you with a couple of inquiries, and you can screenshot the screen. And I ask now fellow Diego to send it. So these are your homework. So what are some of the examples that I lived this specific value? Let's say connection fully. And how did I feel when I lived this value fully? What are 3 behaviors that support this value? Let's say connection or authenticity or whatever that is. What are 3 behaviors that slip me out of my value? Our friend Sylvain was saying sometimes at work, I get out of my value. But let's find out what are the behavior, what is the conditions that take me out of this value? And how do I bring this value to life? And you can screenshot this and I'll ask Diego to send that to you. On this note, I will leave you in the good hands of Career Tech. Enjoy your experience there. And I wish for all of you to be able to honor, to share, and to live your values fully and persistently and consistently. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you very much for your workshop.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Ciao, bye.